I'm Phil Bolton. I'm the Vice President of Accel Marketing Solutions. We are a national digital marketing agency exclusively for lawyers and law firms.
It is always a little bit difficult for attorneys, I think, to understand their digital marketing landscape. I think it's something that people are very interested in, but don't know a ton about. So I appreciate you being with us to kind of move that information forward. Today, specifically want to talk about custom educational content, something that you guys are very good at, and how that fits into an attorney's content marketing game or their repertoire. But before we really dig into that, I think people might want to know what's content marketing generally. So what is that to you guys?
Content marketing has to do with the fact that there's a saying in the business of SEO and SEM, and that is content is king. And the reason we have that saying in this business, Zack, is that practice area content when you are a law firm is very important because that's one of the ways that it distinguishes you from other entities out there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are a law firm, practice area content, which gets into very granular areas of your practice areas, are important because of the fact that there are so many law firms that do what you do, not just distinguishing yourself as a law firm from other entities on the internet.
Okay, so kind of putting yourself out there as an expert in these things, but it also what I'm hearing is that it drives your SEO, drives your SEM, and helps kind of put you on the top of mind for people that are looking for something that you do.
It does. And besides the practice area pages, which are critical, specifically defining geography is important also because since many of these law firms are in very competitive practice areas and very competitive areas,
Mm-hmm.
the fact is that we need to define the geography and not be too global. That family law firm in the Midwest is not competing with the family law firm on either of the coasts, and that personal injury firm in Southern California isn't competing with that personal injury firm in the New York area, and so forth. And in addition to the content on the practice areas, it's very important for us to deliver new content to the website on a regular basis and to
Mm-hmm.
syndicate that content through social media. So the way that we accomplish that is by regularly delivering a blog and then taking that blog and pushing it through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google My Business, and then backlinking to the blog on the website, which is part of the recipe to help with organic results and the SEO strategy.
Okay, so getting this information out to people not only does the thing of educating them, of helping kind of set yourself up as an expert or somebody that knows what they're doing in this field, but it also helps, with Google or Bing or whoever driving your page value up. So they see your page as more valuable, and so it starts to kind of percolate to the top of those search results.
That's exactly right. And Google seems to be used generically these days, but the bottom line is the less used search engines follow the same recipe that Google does.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about we're doing this for Google, we're doing that for Google, we're actually all encompassing on this, all of the search engines. So yes, that's exactly part of that's exactly a big part of the strategy is through content, getting better organic value and getting having a better SEO strategy.
Okay, and so ideally the end game is to have people see your page and people that need it, and they then go to your page. So when we think of content marketing, I know a lot of attorneys are thinking like, what am I going to put out there? And attorneys, I am one. We like to write, we like to talk, we like to hear ourselves talk,
Absolutely.
but it's not just about throwing words out into the ether. We have to be thoughtful about it. So what is the best type of content marketing to be putting out there for people?
Absolutely. So there's a word count that's needed for a blog. There's a
Mm-hmm.
word count that's needed for a practice area page. And that needs to be met so that the Google algorithm will crawl it, all the other search engines will crawl it. Also, syndicating that content, as we had mentioned through social media, is important because it's one of the ways that we can backlink from points that get a good Google score, which are the social media points of Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google My Business.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, better scores equal better ranking equals better visibility, and better visibility equals more calls, and more calls equal more clients.
I like that. That's a pretty good, pretty direct line there. So in that content marketing, we want to do, you guys do educational content, and you do
Yes, sir.
custom educational content for your clients. So
Yeah.
how does that fit into the content marketing? I guess it kind of is the content marketing. And what is Accel's approach to educational content or
Yeah.
creating educational content?
So one of the major differences between what we do and many other marketing agencies do is that we take an educational approach. And what
Mm-hmm.
we mean by that is that somebody on their laptop or desktop, or maybe on their smartphone, asks Google a question, and it relates to what they're interested in learning about, such as they were in a car accident and they ask Google, how do I get my medical bills paid if I was in a car accident? It's very powerful if the personal injury law firm has content answering that question in the form of an article on the website, in the form of a blog on the website, and even more powerful can be a video that answers that question with actually the attorney answering that question. We have that next to the content.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very powerful way for a marketing program to reach out to prospective new clients.
Okay. And so you guys at Accel Marketing Solutions are able to help people put together that content, help them create the videos, but more importantly, help them figure out what are those questions. Because if I'm trying to figure out those questions, they may not be the ones that relate to my ideal client, but you guys can help them with all of those things by asking them, what is your industry, who is your ideal client, and all of that, right?
Zach, absolutely. So for the family law firm, they're very interested in getting more divorce cases. And a question that somebody in their geography might ask is, how long does it take to get divorced, as a for instance? So having content answering that question is very powerful. And in family law, people take a lot more time and do a lot more research before they decide to pick up the phone and hire a lawyer, which is different than some other practice areas. So it's that much more important to have lots of questions that people are asking, having it in content, and better yet in video form. And another for a family law firm might be, can I move out of state after I get divorced and take the kids with me? That's a very common question that a family law practitioner would have to answer in their normal day of conducting business.
Okay. So all of this stuff will, like you said, drive eyes to their website, and then drive people to their door. Where should an attorney be in their kind of marketing journey in order to start thinking about content marketing, and more specifically about educational content?
Absolutely. So when we speak to someone who is leaving another law firm, and we're dealing with a brand new URL, new address, a new website, a new law firm, first we start with a custom website, because custom websites, and those are the only types that we create, load quicker than template-based websites. Mm-hmm. So just getting out there initially, having some content, and figuring out budgets for that specific firm might be a little different from the firm that's been around a long time and happens to be very unhappy with the program they have. We could talk about steps we can take to improve on the program that they've had, even though they've been a law firm for 15 years, hypothetically.
Okay. And if they want to get started doing this with the Accel Marketing Solutions, they can obviously contact you guys at accelmarketingsolutions.com. And is there any other way that they can get in contact with you guys?
Absolutely. On our website, of course, there's a phone number. We're available during normal business hours, and frankly, my business partner and I are available on the weekends and before and after business hours.
Sounds good. Always moving things forward. That's fair. Gotcha. Well, Phil, I really appreciate you being with me today and helping kind of talk about some of these content marketing issues and pulling the shroud back from some of these things. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Zach, thanks for your time.